Hello, Ed. How are you? I've got some dough here. We're going to work on it in a little bit. I'm having coffee this morning. I haven't had a cup all week, so I'm making a cup of coffee. Good morning, Amy. How are you, darling? Had a great time with you last night. You know, social distancing. And yes, indeed. So, guys, like I said, I've been out of milk for a few days. I went to the grocery this morning. So now I am going to make myself a cup of coffee because I can have one. It's been exciting. So, yeah, thank you. So this is from yesterday. This is the dough that had to rest overnight. And when I got up, hey, Sale, darling, how are you? It was strangely... And then I tried to proof it faster, do my speed proofing. It totally was meh. So I got it out and I looked at it and I started working with it. And as I'm working with it, I realized, well, of course I can't do the same things with my butter yeast biscuits that I would have done with my Crisco yeast biscuits. But this is why we test recipes, is to live and learn, right? So my coffee water is almost about to boil. And so give me just a second, guys, while I get excited to make my cup of coffee. Because like I said, haven't had one in a while. I haven't been able to shake the thirsties. So I've got water in the slut cup today. Ah, fantastic. So this, like I said, I got it out. I worked it through with a little extra flour, as you see. And got it to a consistency that I am really happy with. And I think I can work with. And here comes my water. And whenever I love making coffee like this, because whenever I do, I think of Christopher Hitchens teaching us all how to make a proper cup of tea. And first among them is to put your cup as close to the kettle as humanly possible. So my cup is as close to the kettle as humanly possible. So I'm going to give myself a little, turn my sleeves up a little bit so that I don't get too much flour on myself. But I did think ahead and wore white. Yes, indeed. Hello, Mark. So guys, let's see, any questions? Happy Palm Sunday. So I actually got up this morning and did some planning ahead for this week. And one of the things that I thought about was that since it is Holy Week, and so many of you out there in the world are Catholics, that I might do something. I might try to do a meatless week. One of the things I always say about that is great about being Protestant is there are no penury days, only feast days. So I'm not accustomed to withholding or not doing things, you know, giving up meat or candy or alcohol. That's not a tradition from which that I come from. So, but I will maybe get on board with that and give it a try. You know, I do have my dear friends over there at Vegan Wines, and I've tried to learn a lot about how to cook. When I have them over, I literally hide the butter and the eggs from myself. It's the only thing I can do. Otherwise, I'll just put a plop of butter on top of anything to finish it. So I'm going to get my little coffee grounds out of here, guys. Let's see, anybody else here? So, guys, so here we're going to start doing it. One thing I'm going to do over here is I'm going to start I've got a couple of tablespoons of butter here in my little butter warmer. I don't know if you can see that. Can you guys see anything here? Let's see. Hello, Kate. And let's see here. So I have my little butter warmer going here. I'm going to put my butter into here after it's melted. I'm going to drink my water while it's in my hand. And let's work this, babe. Oh, I didn't get my rolling pin. Maybe I should get that really fast before I get my hands all mucky. Happily, it's easy to find when you live in a very small space. Voila. So I'm going to start gingerly working this. I'm not a big believer in working dough very much. I think that the less you can, the better. So I just want to give that a little smush around, get a little flat on it, and I'm just going to start rolling it out to the where I want it to be. Like I said, I already did work it a lot because I was trying to get the consistency right. And I think the consistency is pretty nice now. My butter is about to boil, so let's turn that off and it can go the rest of the way itself. I did put some wax paper out here just for easier cleanup. And since my my yeast was expired, it does seem to still be working, but I'm gonna roll these out just a little thicker than I normally would. And I thought what I would do is make some my normal cocktail size. So if this were Derby, and I thought, oh, look, this wasn't perfect. I get to make these every weekend until Derby. And then I realized there's not a Derby for a really long time, and that's too many biscuits to make until September. So anyway, I have my this little guy that's about 2 inches across. It's the perfect size for cocktail ham and biscuits or any kind of biscuits like that. I don't have anything in between, I don't think, but I did think it'd be nice to have a couple of sandwich size or hamburger size ones. So I thought I could cut out a couple of those. And let's make 4 of those, like we think we're gonna have company ever again. There we go. We've got 4 good giant size biscuits cut out. And then I'm gonna make a bunch of little ones just for fun. I like those. Maybe we'll make some more big ones. They seem to maybe have more. But they're so fun when they're little and tiny. And there we go. So I'm popping them out and putting them aside because in a second here, before we put them into the pan to bake, oh yeah, and we should probably turn the oven on, shouldn't we? So bad at my job. Like, see, I need somebody to help. I need a kitchen assistant, a sous chef. So I'm going to give you guys just a little turn. Hello, Kate. How are you? Hello, Scotty. Hello, Becky. So my trip to Traders. Oh, good Lord. So they are open for seniors starting at 8 p.m. from 8 to 9. And then they open at 9 for regular people. I arrived a few minutes before 9. And Trader Joe's, which is on 6th Avenue, the line began at 7th Avenue. So it was a long wait. It was cold. I was very happy that I brought a scarf. I was just going to go. I thought, I'll just run out and run to Trader's. I'll be the first person in. What kind of crack am I smoking? I mean, really, guys. So anyway, the trip to Trader's took all in about 2 hours, but my larder is stocked. It was lovely being in there, and I wanted to go first thing in the morning just simply because I figured there were better chances of the shelves being stocked, and it was very well stocked. But more importantly, I got toilet paper, the soft Trader Joe's kind. Limit 1 per customer, but I got my 1, and that's all that matters because now I don't have to use that fine finishing sandpaper that I've been using the last few days. So now that I've cut out my biscuits, I'm going to pour this butter in here in this little shallow. And, you know, I realized that when I redid my kitchen, I must have tossed out all of my grody, disgusting, horrible metal cookware, thinking I would replace it, and then I have not done so. So there's that. So as you see what I'm doing, I'm just dredging each one of these little guys in butter and popping them in the pan so you don't have to worry about greasing your pan because, hello, you're dredging them in butter. And they couldn't be more delicious. So you'll never want to do a beaten biscuit with ham ever again in your life. And the other thing about them is that they are absolutely, hello John, they're absolutely amazing the second day. So if you will pop them in a wax bag or something the night before you go to bed at night, the next morning split them in half, butter them, put them under the broiler until the butter browns. Jelly, delicious. Kate's out there. She can tell you how good they are, right, darling? So this is the standard recipe in our family. We use this, like I said, for biscuits, for Derby, for ham and biscuits. We use them for almost every meal we ever serve, every feast day. These are at the table, and it has been stolen by many of my friends over the years. And my cousin said this morning that she was going to make some cinnamon rolls, and I have always meant to use this recipe and sweeten it up and roll it up and make cinnamon rolls out of it, and I never have. So this is something that we'll have to do here in the next little bit. So I'm down to my last few little bits. I'm going to pop them in there and see if I can get this done. What will I do with the rest of my biscuit dough? I don't know. Let's see. Get this in. That all wrapped up, and boom. My hands are as greasy as can be. Oh, look, I've got a little room in here. I'll put these over here. That'll be nice. Perfect. I'm going to rinse my hands off. And as you guys know, my little 1970s hot point refrigerator oven is an absolute champ. God bless, it has never given me a moment's trouble. And it can reach unbelievable temperatures, but it does not come with an interior light. So where am I? Okay, I'm only about 200 degrees, so we're gonna have to wait a few minutes for the oven to come up to temperature. But for anybody who didn't tune in yesterday, the recipe could not be simpler. The recipe as it stands is 5 cups of self-rising flour, 1/4 cup of sugar, 1 cup of Crisco. Did I forget anything? Hang on, you're gonna laugh when you see where the recipe is. Oh, here it is. When I went to get it yesterday, I had to go and get my file of facts from the 90s, where I still have it along with various other things. Yes, oh yes, and then 2 packages of yeast, 2 tablespoons of water, activate your yeast, and mix it into your buttermilk. Add the buttermilk to your fat and flour and sugar, all sifted together. Make sense? I said it better like yesterday. So now what could I do with all this? Let's think. What could we do with all this? This would be a nice little fluffy top for something. I'll pop that aside and we'll figure out what we'll do in a minute. Why, hello, Charlie Monroe. How are you? Hello, Phil Siney. Hello, Bobby Gale. Guys, it's great. I've got family. I've got friends that go back thousands of years. That's awesome. So here we go. I'm going to get my hands truly clean now. And we'll get these ready to go into the oven. And I'll tell you what we're going to do this coming week. So like I said, we're going to try to do, I'm going to try to go vegetarian for a week. Now for that does not mean no meat, no animal products, because I don't think I can do vegan yet. I have a list. Here we go. Pardon me. We're going to do, my friend Julie, I've talked about this before. She makes the best carrot jalapeno soup. It is so good that she serves it in shot glasses at every party that she ever throws, and people presume that it has booze in it because it's so good and in shot glasses. Hello, Kathy. I'm going to do a salad niçoise. I think that fish fits within the whole Holy Week ideal. I'm going to make a mint pea soup, because what's more spring than mint and peas, right? I'm also going to preserve a bunch of, Sale talked about last week, how do you make garlic last longer? So I'm going to preserve some garlic, some roasted garlic, and I'm going to make some citrus oils, because I'm going through all this citrus, trying to get lots of vitamin C, making lots of fresh juices every day. I'm going to save all of my zest for a few days and make some flavored oils. I think that'll be great. On Thursday, we'll be doing cocktail hour, but we'll do it at 6 o'clock, so my Kentucky friends will not miss a moment of Andy, even if he's long-winded. So on that day, we're going to do like my favorite thing, which is my favorite summer thing, which is mozzarella focaccia, basil, just easy little crostini, delicious little thing to sit and have for. And we're going to make a balsamic glaze because I can't find the balsamic glaze that I love anymore. So we're going to learn how to make it ourselves. And then I love beets. One of my favorite things is now you can get these prepared beets already in little shrink lock packages for a couple of bucks. And frankly, for not having to stain my fingers and scrub out from under my fingernails, it's worth anything that they pay you, that you charge. So we're going to do a variety of beet salads on Friday. And then I'm kind of on the fence for Saturday, but I was thinking, I accidentally bought kale the other day, and I thought I might make pinto beans, kale, and cornbread on Saturday. And then on Easter Sunday, we're going to kick the meat back in, and we're going to have lamb, and I'm going to make a mint chimichurri, which, depending on your tolerance for heat, will maybe be a mint pesto. How does that sound, guys? So that's the thought for the week ahead. If anybody wants to shop with me, that was a quick trip from $200 to $450. So now I'm going to take it back down to $375. And I'm going to put these both into the oven. And it should probably take about 20 minutes, but we'll need to keep an eye on them, right? Let's see. There we go. Perfect. So I've mucked up my my little handy dandy flashlight. So let's get her cleaned up and put away. So there we go, guys. You know, normally on a Sunday I'd be all fired up with watching the Sunday morning talking heads and be all politically angry, but Trader Joe's took that away from me. I don't get my weekly dose of angry today, but we're going to be doing some great stuff in the next coming week. And best butter to use. Oh, honey, you know what? This butter thing is brand new to me. And the one thing I do try to do is buy organic dairy products, because especially as ladies, I think that the hormones that are in the non-organic dairy products are probably not the best for us. Hello, Andrew Campbell. How are you? So, yeah, guys, I'm going to see how these come out, and maybe we'll check back in a few minutes and have a ham and biscuit if they really look awesome. But remember, this is my test. I've never made this recipe without Crisco. I'm trying to get the poly and mono and all the saturated fats out of my life. At least the ones that are made in a laboratory. So that was my experiment for the day. Tomorrow, I'm going to try to be back at noon, because that seems to kind of coincide with a lot of people's lunch breaks. And we're going to make some good soup. So I'm very excited about that. I'll even call Julie and make sure she's here to comment on it in case I do anything wrong. Coffee is great when you haven't had one in a really long time. So, guys, sorry about the short one today. But, again, Trader Joe's, an hour and 20 in line. So, just say to you, if you're going, go first thing in the morning. But even if you are under old age, go at like 8:15 so that you'll be early on the line. It'd be better to have to let other old people in and be the first young person in. That's my take. But it was great. The shelves were packed, and I got soft toilet paper. So my life is basically complete. There's not anything more I could think of that I could possibly need. I have soft toilet paper again. So you guys, I love you. Make some warm beverage. Thanks for stopping by. Again, check back in a little bit. I'll show you what these biscuits, if they turned out all right or not. Again, I had wonky yeast because there's no yeast anywhere in the world. I made my own buttermilk, and I made my own self-rising flour out of flour that Kelly Fitzgerald suggested is maybe a little too old because it's been in my cupboard for 4 months. These are all the things I know today. I love you all. Everybody go out there. It's in New York. It's a sunny day. Cover your face and go outside. Get some vitamin D in the rods and cones of your eyes. It will make your brain happier. Take care of yourself. I love you all.